I'm Amber. Today we're going to be discussing organ donation and the importance of why we should all become organ donors. There's two types of main organ donation, and that is a live transplant and a deceased transplant. There's also other types of donations where you can donate tissues, you can donate your blood, and you can donate your bone marrow. All of these are equally important, but today we're just going to be focusing on deceased transplants and live transplants. A deceased transplant is when you die, your organs are taken out of your body and they are given to those that are waiting a transplant donation to save their life. The other one is a live transplant where you are still alive and you can donate one of your organs that will not affect you to live a normal life, just like your kidneys. So there's two main reasons why you should become an organ donation. And the main reasons are, one, you can save up to 8 lives if you are a deceased donor. And two, you can help improve lives. And that some inspiring stories are, there was a 5-month-old little girl. She was having some flu-like symptoms, having difficulty breathing, swelling, and after multiple visits to the doctor, she was diagnosed with heart failure. Without a new heart, she would not survive. After 4 months of being placed on the organ transplant list, she received a new heart and she is alive and well today and growing a very normal life. Her family did have a really hard time with not only the effect of losing her daughter if she didn't get a new heart, but the fact that she would be receiving a new heart if another child would die. So it was a very difficult situation for that family, but overall, that heart saved that little girl's life. The next story is of a mother who has two, a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old girl. She woke up one day, she had a little redness in her eye, and eventually it became into a big infection and a cornea was scratched and she lost all sight in her eye. She couldn't work, she couldn't live normally, she couldn't take her kids to her sports and watch them anymore because she was blind in that eye. She was placed on the transplant list and she received a new cornea, and after a week after surgery she was back to living a normal life and she's able to see. The next story is about an 18-month-old who was born with a rare liver condition which affected how she could eat food. Eventually her organs started to shut down because her liver was not functioning correctly. She was placed again on the transplant list, and she did receive a liver and is living a normal life today and has grown into an adult with children of her own. The last one is about a 19-year-old who was a college athlete. He had a very long life ahead of him, but his life was cut short. The thing about his story is that he was able to save 8 lives. Somebody received his heart, somebody received his lungs and liver and his corneas. So even though he deceased, he was able to save 8 different lives through organ donation. So we need to help and do our part. Every 10 minutes, there's a new patient who is added onto the transplant list. Just think about that for a minute. Every 10 minutes, somebody is added and needs a new organ, or they will not survive. On an average, there's 21 people who die daily waiting for a new organ, which results in 1 death every hour and a half. According to organ.gov, there is approximately 116,000 people on the transplant list today. 20 people die each day waiting for a new organ on this transplant list, and every 10 minutes another person is added to the transplant list. Only 3 in 1,000 people who die will qualify for donating their organs. That means that the way they died, the viability of their organs is able to be used. So every 3 out of 1,000. That's why the need to donate our organs are so important, because hopefully we can increase that number to more than just 3. 95% of people say that they will become an organ donor, but in reality, only 54% of those people will actually sign up to be an organ donor. So there are some opposing views of organ donation. Some will state that, live donor will always have complications. Yes, there are you are able to have complications if you do donate your kidney or liver while you're alive. But the statistics say that in the last 6 decades, 100,000 people had no complications and are able to live a normal life. While we are gathering more data on that yearly to gain a better understanding of live donor donations, most state that they would make the same decision again if they were given another chance to donate again. The next one is that you don't trust the medical field or the decisions if you're an organ donation. The myth is that you are placed if you are an organ donor, that they will not treat you the same, that they won't try hard to save your life. But in reality, they treat you just like anybody else. They care about your life. Even though there is a huge waiting list, they would not treat you any differently because you're an organ donor. And, they say that they don't believe their diagnostic testings and stuff. But the reality, again, is that they do have a huge medical field that is just for organ donation and to discuss what patients are actually viable and what aren't in the event that you do decease. So be a hero. Like I stated in my inspiring stories, there's many people out there that are dying, hoping and praying that somebody will save them. I know that I am an organ donor and I'm a huge advocate for organ donation. So in the event that something happened to me, I would hope that my organs could save lives. One deceased person will save up to 8 people. So sign up today. It's super easy. All you have to do is to register. You can go to organ.gov, as well as go to the Secretary of the State and just select the little box that says that you will be an organ donor, and hopefully you can save lives just like I will.